Thank you, Mr. Kerwin. Our first round of questioning will be 5 minutes. I would ask members to keep their questions to 5 minutes. I'll start things off this morning, first of all, with Ms. Feinberg. Again, let me thank you for your response. The last committee meeting, we did something somewhat out of the ordinary and asked you for a quick response with some of the questions that this committee had on the Amtrak crash. I think that those issues are important to resolve and understand quickly, and this committee thanks you for your rapid response. We're getting those answers to those questions back out to committee members this morning. But I did want to continue on an exchange that you and I had had several times now. I pressed FRA on if positive train control is such a big priority, why are you not using California high-speed rail dollars to upgrade not only the corridor, but those connecting routes in California? In California, obviously, where PTC was started, it is a big concern for those that ride the rail in California. It's a big concern for those that live by rail in California. This is a national issue, but in our home state, we're looking to provide leadership to resolve the safety concerns that people have quickly. And California high-speed rail continues to have its challenges, and certainly by their current burn rate of dollars, they do not appear to be able to spend the money that has been allocated to them by the deadline. And so our ongoing exchange is, what else could you use that money for? Could it be used for safety in California? And I got your written response that it wasn't possible, but I wanted to bring one issue to your attention. Under California High-Speed Rail's investment strategy for Phase 1, they specifically state, electrifying the entire Caltrain corridor so as to replace outdated diesel technology with electric locomotives or electric multiple unit train sets, and introducing positive train control will not only speed up Caltrain service, but pave the way for high-speed rail. Positive train control is a federal mandate that will reduce the potential for train-to-train collisions and improve signaling at crossings so as to allow increased train frequencies while enhancing safety. This money was taken from California High-Speed Rail. They approved the grant agreement to put it in a different corridor, to upgrade Caltrain and put PTCs. Obviously, by their own words, this is a priority for them. Also previously, FRA has diverted funding from the Central Valley with $400 million that went to the Trans-Bay Joint Powers Authority to construct the foundation for high-speed rail service at the Trans-Bay Terminal. Again, you're moving money out of California's Central Valley, hours away, to where it may connect someday, if it ever gets built, to San Francisco and to LA through Caltrain. And under the High-Speed Intercity Passenger Rail Grant Program, the following activities are expressly eligible, as noted in the Federal Register: acquiring, constructing, improving, or inspecting equipment, track and track structures, highway rail grade crossings, improvements related to intercity passenger rail service, including communication and signalization improvements. That sounds a whole lot like PTC to me. Positive train control affects each one of those areas. So I understand by this, they would be able to use these same dollars. So I know from your response, you say the grantee would have to approve this process. The grantee in this case would be California High-Speed Rail. But again, if they're not spending the money, and they've already have the precedent of transferring the money, and safety is all of our number one concern, why would we not take money that is available to be spent in a corridor that is available to be spent under Prop 1A and create a safety, address safety for our state?
Mr. Chairman, we've gone back and forth about this a lot, and happy to continue to go back and forth, both with you, and I know our staffs have had many conversations about it as well. As I said in my letter to you earlier this week, we do not believe that we can take California high-speed rail money and put it into other priorities.
But you've done that a couple of times already. They've requested that you change the grant approval, and you have granted that request, And they've done it several times for PTC, for Caltrain, and for the Trans-Bay Joint Powers Authority. $400 million, $171 million, and another grant for PTC. It's been done several times already.
I join you in a concern that the California High-Speed Rail Authority is not burning through ARA money in a sufficiently fast manner, and we are working with them very closely to make sure that they meet all of their obligations to do so. Our legal analysis of where we are at this moment is that we cannot shift money that has already been obligated to California High-Speed Rail and move it to another priority. It would have to go, even if we were willing to take money away from California High-Speed Rail, it would go back to the U.S. Treasury. But we will continue to engage with you on this and talk through it with you.
Thank you. That appears to be a change in policy since it's already happened several times. I would understand if California High-Speed Rail, if you need them as the grantee to make the request to FRA, then my question would be to the High-Speed Rail Authority, if they've already spent money on PTC, why, if this is a priority for FRA, the administration, and California High-Speed Rail, are they not improving safety in California?
I do not believe it's a change in policy, but we can continue the conversation.
Thank you. My time's expired. We will have a second round because I've got many other questions from a more national perspective, but as you know, California is a big concern of mine, and so is California High-Speed Rail.